This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 9251 Vanalden Avenue, Northridge, California, 91324. Today is July 22nd, 2021. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 1.5-inch vent pipe located on the right-hand side of the property on the roof, just above at the rear of the property, just above the bathrooms on the right hand side of the house. And again, this is the rear of our property, and this goes around towards chimney stack there, and this goes around towards the right hand side of the property. And again, we went ahead and zeroed our camera monitor here at the top of the vent stack, and we're going to go ahead and drop down and begin our video waste and sewer line inspection. So we're just going to pause our mic here and push out, and we'll take a really good look. And then once we get out far enough, we can, as we pull back, we can take a really good look at the line. So we're just going to pause our mic here. And it does appear that we're transitioning into what appears to be cast iron waste line. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Okay, we went ahead and continued to push out, and it does appear that we are transitioning into what appears to be vitreous clay. And in this area here, you can see that we do have a fairly large offset from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 1 o'clock area. As you can see that the shape of the vitreous clay is more of an oblong shape opposed to a round pipe. So we're just going to push in slowly. We're going to continue to push out. And again, it does appear that we've transitioned to what appears to be vitreous clay, and it does appear to be holding some water in this area. So again, we're just going to pause our mic here and attempt to continue to push out. So we went ahead and Again, as I mentioned, we transitioned into vitreous clay, and it does appear to be holding water in this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is just to the right of the front door in the planter area, and we did mark it with an orange flag at 2 foot 6 inches deep. This area here would be a good area for possibly a mainline sewer clean out. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out and attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in. So we're just going to pause our mic here. Okay, we went ahead and continued to push out, and as we push out, it does appear that we did transition to what appears to be Orangeburg. So we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to run a little bit of water to help us push out. Okay, we went ahead and turned on some water in the bathtubs and a couple of sinks, running some cold water to help us push out. So again, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and pause our mic here and attempt to continue to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And again, as we continue to push out, it does appear that this is Orangeburg. It's compressed. It does appear to be a compressed rolled tar paper.
Okay, we've resumed recording. We're going to continue to push out. Looks like we're in looks like we're in vitreous clay. We're just going to keep pushing out until we hopefully reach the city sewer, and then we'll pull back slowly and take a look at the line. Looks like we're in the city lateral. We don't have a counter on right now because we had to unhook our camera and bring it all the way up onto the roof and our monitor. We'll zero out once we get up here, and then we'll see what we've got. Looks like we're going downhill a little bit. Pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to continue to try and run out. And we're hitting a pretty large offset right here. I think we're right before our turn to the city sewer too. We're going to try and see if we can get out a little bit faster. We're going to be difficult because we're out this far. Go back a tiny bit. Hold back water right there. Right at the offset. Gonna try one more time. See if we can push out and get past it, but the likelihood is very slim. Nope, we're stopped right there again. We're gonna pause right now. We're gonna locate this area. Okay, we've resumed recording now, and we got our audio back on. We located this area, and we have a huge chunk of concrete slag in that joint. As you can see, now we can see it clearly. And unfortunately, we can't jump over that. From where we're at, there's just no way to get past it. No way to really hydrojet this either without putting in a clean out so that we could view the rest of the line. We've only got about another 10 feet of line before we drop into the city sewer, but we cannot tell you what condition that's in. So, we're waiting for the water to subside. We shut off all the water in the house, and then we're going to begin pulling back. A lot of debris right here. We do have an offset a little bit right there, but we also have a huge chunk of concrete slag overpour that is from the installation of the vitreous clay. So definitely needs to have a mainline sewer clean out installed, and then go ahead and try and run the camera again. Hydrojet it real well if we can, and then go ahead and video it again. I'm going to pause here just for the moment, let the water subside some more, and then we will begin to pull back. We're going to pause our audio and our video. Okay, we have an extremely large piece of concrete slag there, but there's a very large offset in this joint as well. You can see at about the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock area up to about the 12 o'clock area, you can see the whole face of that pipe. As I pull back, you can see now where it's shifted. You see a whole crescent moon on the left-hand side. That's the entire face of the pipe, and you don't see anything on the right-hand side. That pipe is shifted pretty drastically on that side. Pretty bad offset. Get offsets like this, they can sever pretty easily. I don't know if that hub that the piping goes into is broken or not. Can't really tell, unfortunately. But as much as it's shifted, there's a good chance that it is. Okay, we're going to continue to pull back now. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. You can see how the joint's lined up. You can see it all the way around. That joint, minor bit of root intrusion right there. Joint still appears to be in fairly decent condition. A little bit of root intrusion possibly there, maybe some cobwebs, can't really tell right now. A little bit of an offset there, not terrible. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Now this is the 6-inch vitreous clay lateral in the street. That joint appears to be in fair condition. This belongs to the homeowner as well, all the way to the tie-in, city sewer tie-in. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. Has some root intrusion in this joint. And I believe this is at the property line. Got to pause, we're going to try and locate this area. Okay, we located, marked this area. It is on the right-hand side, right front corner by the sidewalk area of the left driveway as you're facing the house from the street. And that is what appears to be the test tee. Now we're going to pull back. A little bit of root intrusion in the next joint. Root intrusion in the next joint as well. Making a turn and coming up. There's an offset in that joint. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. looks like we transition right here to Orangeburg. We're going to locate and mark this area. Okay, we located this area and marked it next to the left driveway as you're facing the house from the street, and it's at 3 foot 9 inches deep, right by the planter area out toward the sidewalk. Now we transition to Orangeburg piping, which is a rolled and compressed tar paper piping. You can see all the humps in the piping. This is an old compressed tar paper piping, the Orangeburg piping, and you get a lot of humps in it. Root intrusions trying to poke through. See where the water's going over the humps. Not much you can do with this type of piping. This type of piping needs to be replaced. We're going to continue to pull back, and we'll pull back to our point at the house where we marked out. That would be a good place for a mainline clean out. Here's our little bit of a belly. Yeah, big old hump on the right hand side. It's just very common for this type of piping. Cutting across the driveway over toward the garage area. And now we transition right here back to vitreous clay. So we're going to mark this area out real quick. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we marked this area out at 2 foot 11 inches deep on the right front corner of the house, adjacent to. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we marked this area out at 2 foot 11 inches deep on the right front corner of the house adjacent to the garage. And then we transition back to vitreous clay. And we got a fairly large offset right there. You see the entire face of the pipe right there as well. And I believe we transition back to cast iron here, and we're pulling back up underneath the house. Pulling toward the back bathroom. I believe it's the master bathroom, all the way in the back corner of the house. This is all cast iron pipe and fittings. These are cast iron waistline pipe and fittings up underneath the slab. Now we're transitioning right here underneath the slab to ABS plastic. Transitioning to ABS plastic. We're pulling back toward our vent. And now we're coming up our vent from the roof. Got water on the camera lens so you can't see much. And that will conclude our video waste line and sewer line inspection.